What's the deal, gang? Today, we're in Houston with it, another city known for backdoor action. Who we covering today? That boy Duke 093, a Chicago native and a well-respected jeweler. Not too respected outside of his turf. But let's get to it. Gang. Popular Chicago-based jeweler Duke 093 was shot and killed in a robbery that took place after a Boosie Badass show in Houston, Texas. Duke the jeweler was in Houston, Texas for Boosie's concert, and he decided to show off his jewels. Duke wore $1 million in chains to the concert and posted dozens of photos of himself all across social media. Unfortunately, police believe that his stunting on IG may have led the wolves right to him, and it may have caused his death. Duke 093 was ambushed by a group of men as he was leaving the Boosie concert. He was shot multiple times and stripped of all his jewels. The goons left his body in the middle of the street and fled in the dark colors as Dan. So far, police have no suspects. Boosie heard the shots that killed Duke and immediately took to social media to explain what happened. The Baton Rouge native shared that he and his crew were out gambling the night before Duke's death, and that the following night, the jeweler, along with Plies, attended his concert in Houston. According to Boosie, that was the entire story, as once the concert was done, they all went their separate ways. According to reports, Duke was later robbed and killed in the parking lot. We met that dude, Duke the jeweler, the night before we was gambling. The next day, dude follows us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we was under the garage. Dude went to the car by himself and walked down to the parking lot. That's when somebody tried to rob him and killed the dude, he added. He then questioned why his 19-year-old cousin would try to rob and kill somebody when he was making more than enough for everyone to live well. He added that he was not willing to let the rumor stand because he and his crew had absolutely nothing to do with the murder. Sadly, Duke the jeweler was reportedly killed during a parking lot ambush after winning $100,000 in the dice game. That game was just before Boosie Badass's performance at the Arena Theater, and eyewitnesses had stated that two men exited a black GMC truck and approached Duke before shooting him and making off with his belongings. Boosie Badass's name only became popular because he was one of the last people who was spotted with Duke before his murder. In support of his side of things, the Houston police have revealed that 3 men, including a driver, are all wanted in connection with the shooting death. Fans are speculating that Boosie was involved because of his checkered past and relationship with notorious hitman Michael Marlo Mike Louding, who has a tattoo of an AK-47 with "Yo Boosie, who's next?" around it, indicating that he's ready to let that switch go on anybody Boosie sends him after. Adrian Pittman also has an AK-47 on his back with the words "Who's next?" around it. Both were allegedly the shooters of Lil Boosie, the Baton Rouge Big Stepper. In 2012, during Lil Boosie trial, day 3 of the testimony in the first-degree murder of Baton Rouge rapper Torrance Hatch, aka Lil Boosie, began with the 19-year-old Michael Marlo Mike Louding taking the stand. Prosecutors say that Louding confessed to killing Terry Boyd in 2009 and that Hatch gave the order to do so. Louding has not yet gone to trial for his alleged involvement in Boyd's death. On the stand, Louding said he never told law enforcement that he shot Terry Boyd, but instead, he was at Hatch's house the night of the murder. He said Hatch and Adrian Pittman, the accused getaway driver, never left the house. Prosecutors said in opening statements they expected Louding to lie on the stand. On the interrogation tapes played in the courtroom, Louding at first said he wasn't involved in the murder. A couple days later, when asked again, he said he did not go to the house where Terry Boyd was and shot him through a window. He said he then went back to Hatch's house. He added once the phone calls came back saying Boyd was dead, Hatch paid him $2,800. Once the tapes were played, prosecutor Dana Cummings asked Louding if his memory was refreshed. She then asked if he was telling the members of the jury that he did not kill Terry Boyd. "I never killed Terry Boyd," Louding answered, "and Mr. Hatch never paid me to kill Terry Boyd." Fans are buying into the hype that Lil Boosie is somehow connected to Duke 093's death. Incarcerated YSL rapper Young Thug didn't make anything better when he rapped on his song Ski that "I had came out of the trenches, then I had beat a few bodies like Boosie. She says you murk 'em, I show you my coochie. I had to sing this bitch like Lil Tootsie." Lil Boosie has publicly denied that he had any involvements in Duke's death, and fans need to stop with all the false rumors, and it's bad for his Boosie. Wipe him down. Duke the jeweler's death happened in Houston under Lil Boosie and Mob Taj Jay's Prince Jr.'s watch. Atlanta-based rapper Takeoff was also murdered in Houston following a dice game. Both situations involve rappers that were or supposed to be cool. That backdoor game is on go, and many are falling victim to it. Duke was known for good quality diamonds and custom-made pieces. He was also said to have close to $1 million in cash with him the night he got murdered next to the super cab red truck. Witnesses said 2 men hopped out of a black SUV and got right to business, letting off shots and not talking. They took all of Duke's jewelry and luxury luggage that contained more jewelry and cash. R.I.P. Duke 093. Gang.